What is Cabernet Sauvignon, kids? You know, a lot of people here in America think Cabernet Sauvignon is the Napa Valley. And they're kind of half right, you know. Cabernet Sauvignon has a historical significance here in California. The Napa Valley embraced Cabernet Sauvignon pretty early on, 30s, 40s, right? So I can see where a lot of, Americans might be like, well, Napa Valley is Cabernet. Well, I got news for you. You know, on a global level, the Napa Valley isn't necessarily Cabernet. The Napa Valley is Napa Valley, and it's a fun, firm, and salient point to make. It has its own terroir, its own sense of place. Sun always shining, wonderful mineral-rich soils, nutrient-rich soils. You can grow rocks in the Napa Valley, right? They were growing prunes there and all that fun stuff for decades. It's a very fertile area. But Cabernet Sauvignon itself, as a grape, has a little different mojo everywhere else outside of the Napa Valley. Cabernet's a different creature when it's not in the Napa Valley. Like, Napa Valley wine is its own thing, right? So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk about Cabernet Sauvignon, like in 3 minutes, because this is real Cabernet Sauvignon. And when I say real, it's not that Napa Valley isn't real Cabernet Sauvignon, but it's Napa Valley. This is Cabernet Sauvignon. This is Cabernet Sauvignon as envisioned by the French, as envisioned by most other parts of the world, and particularly envisioned by Australia. And a lot of you would think Australian Cabernet Sauvignon is going to be like, oh, so jammy. I had a yellowtail Shiraz once and didn't like it, so the Cabernet is going to be horrible. No. Cabernet Sauvignon in Australia is revered and is produced in a style that is more akin to the classically European styles of Cabernet Sauvignon than the Napa Valley style of Cabernet Sauvignon. And we find the greatest examples of Cabernet Sauvignon in Australia produced in the Margaret River area of Western Australia. So we're talking far Western Australia, we're talking the town of Perth, and then we're talking about 3 hours south of a drive from Perth to the Margaret River. Some of the oldest friable, viable land on the planet. The soils here are billions of years old. And what we have here is a Cabernet Sauvignon grown under perfect Cabernet Sauvignon conditions, which is not too hot, not too cold, colder than the Napa Valley, maybe a touch warmer than Bordeaux, with perfect harvest time weather. The Margaret River is blessed with a lot of rain in the front part of the growing season, but almost no rain in the backside of the growing season, which is conducive to perfect harvest every year, essentially producing the classic style of Cabernet Sauvignon that we think of, which I hate to break it to you, Napa Valley, it's not as heavy as many Napa Valley wines, which, to Napa Valley's credit, a few of these guys are getting away from that. They're pulling back and they're producing a Cabernet Sauvignon that was more in the style of the Cabernet Sauvignon produced in the 70s and 80s in the Napa Valley, which is, for want of a better word, I think more of a proper style of Cabernet Sauvignon. But you already get that here in the Margaret River. They're already doing it here, and they don't have to try. It's been happening since the 1980s here in the Margaret River of Western Australia. Ringbolt is a project produced from Cabernet Sauvignon that's sourced from several different vineyards, aged French oak, American oak, Hungarian oak. There's a blend, and mostly from the Willowbrook area of the Margaret River, which is kind of like the ground zero, the Oakville, if you will, of the Margaret River area in Western Australia. This is 100% Cabernet Sauvignon. It is gorgeous. Now, this wine isn't as voluminous, isn't as like porty or heavy as a lot of the Cabernet Sauvignons from the Napa Valley. This is a finer, almost kind of like Bordeaux. Think Pauillac, and like 70s Cabernet in the Napa Valley had a love child. Like current Pauillac and 70s Napa got together and little music was playing in the background and well, they made magic. And this is that magic. The Ringbolt Margaret River Cabernet Sauvignon is great, 100% Cabernet Sauvignon. As you can see, there's some color there. The wine has enough weight, but what I dig about it is the wine isn't heavy, not heavy, and a touch savory, right? So if you're thinking some of the Cabernet Sauvignon from like Coombsville early on, or any of you cool kids out there, right? All you cool kids studying for your WSETs and all this kind of deal, this is like that whole kind of Mathiasen, groovy, throwback style of Cabernet Sauvignon that you're all pining for, and that all of y'all pay way too much money for. You don't have to do it. Margaret River gives you it for a sensational price. Today, even more sensational. This is almost sounding a little Christopher Walken, okay? But the deal is you have $20. This stuff is a $20 retail bottle of Cabernet. And today we're selling it for $13. Like $13 for this wine. Real friggin' Cabernet. No interstave, no chips, no, I'm not gonna get sued. I'll stop there. No mucky mucking. Pure, unfettered, beautiful Cabernet Sauvignon. 93-point score, okay? So you can feel good from a press standpoint. To you, $13. This is one of the more ridiculous Cabernet Sauvignon values we have featured in the past year. And you should wholeheartedly glom onto this as quickly as you can. The Ringbolt 2020, $13. You kidding me? Real Cabernet, kids.